Have you ever driven down a street you've known your whole life and just felt a stillness? A quiet that wasn't there before? I do. Almost every day. This stretch of road, once buzzing with life, now feels like a silent wave of emptiness has washed over it. I remember the neon signs, the smell of popcorn from the little theater, the sound of laughter spilling out of diners late into the night. The whole town had a pulse. Now, so many storefronts are just gone. Casualties of the digital world. Windows boarded up, memories trapped inside. The music store where I bought my first record. The mall where I bought my first cassette tape. Where we all hung out as kids. It's just a hollow shell now. That feeling of community, that vibration of people living and connecting, has faded. It's like walking through a ghost town, not of the Old West, but of our own recent past. This isn't just about empty buildings. It's about what they do to us, to our minds. Empty streets whisper of lost opportunities, of lives that feel a little smaller. When a local bookstore closes, it's not just a business failing. It's the stories that connected us that disappear. When a corner cafe shuts its doors, we lose more than coffee. We lose a meeting spot, a place for spontaneous conversations. These spaces are the glue that holds a community together. Vacancy is contagious. The more empty spaces we accept, the more disconnected we become. It reminds me of this idea of being thrown into a world we didn't choose. These abandoned streets feel like a perfect metaphor for that. We're thrown into a reality where the stability we once knew is crumbling. But within that, there's an opportunity. The chance to find meaning in the middle of the void. And you know what? I'm starting to see it. Walking past a boarded-up diner, I saw a small urban garden growing in an old parking lot. Tomatoes climbing, bees buzzing, kids running between the rows. It's not a return to the past, but something new taking root. This contrast between the decay and this new life feels powerful, almost sacred. It's resilience you can actually see and touch. People are reclaiming their community, one small act at a time. I see it happening elsewhere too, in local co-ops, in people helping each other out, even online in neighborhood groups where people share skills and support. It proves that connection can grow in the cracks left behind by collapse. But it takes work. Community isn't automatic. It has to be built, cultivated, and defended. Of course, there's a sadness in seeing this change, a grief for what we've lost. But we only grieve for things we cared about. We miss these places because they were important. And in that feeling, there's hope. Our ability to notice what's missing means we can also notice what's present, no matter how small, and choose to nurture it. These ghost towns are both a warning and an invitation. They warn us what happens when we neglect our communities, but they also invite us to be creative. Where some see decay, I'm starting to see a blank canvas. Where others feel despair, I sense a quiet potential, just waiting for us to act. Ultimately, these empty streets remind me that community is never a given. It has to be built and rebuilt, constantly. The spaces around us shape who we are together. But even small actions, planting a garden, supporting a local business, sharing a skill, can create ripples, stitching the fragments of our towns back into something strong and lasting. These streets aren't just empty, they're mirrors, reflecting both our fragility and our incredible resilience. Even in the emptiness, we hold the power to create presence and bring our main streets back to life. Thanks for joining me on this thought. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing and sharing your own stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. See you next time.